Awesome. Welcome. Can I be heard loud and clear? If I'm loud and clear, can you let me know? If you can see me as well, you can give me a thumbs up in the chat box. I'm so excited because today's topic is relevant. We here at MedCognito, we have every aspect of your prep at heart. It is not all about content. Content with your mind all over the place will not give you success. So as part of studying content, you need to get your mind at peace so that you will be able to ace your NCLEX exam. So today we are talking about an important topic, facing your NCLEX with zero fear. So as we do it here, we would always love to connect with you. So let me know where you are joining us from. As I said, I'm Dr. Julia. I am joining you from Ontario here in Canada. Feel free to let us know where you are joining us from. We would always love to connect with you. So today we are talking about facing NCLEX with zero fear. What are some of the fears that you are entertaining? What are some of the fears that are keeping you awake as you prepare for NCLEX? Feel free to share with me in the chat box. I would really love to know. And it's my prayer that at the end of this session, you'll be able to overcome all those fears and approach your exam with so much audacity and with confidence. And today I'm wearing all my caps because of what we are talking about. Although I'm a medical doctor, I'm also a relationship and life coach, and I'm also a how to think coach in training. I'm also training to help people to master how they think so that they will be able to achieve success in every area of their life. So today I'll be applying what I'm learning in my certification program as a how to think coach to help you to be able to master your NCLEX, be able to face the fears that you may be entertaining as you prepare for the NCLEX. So let's dive right into it. So this is thought provoking. You have to think through. If one asks for success, oh, I want to pass the NCLEX. I want to pass the NCLEX. You are asking for success, but you are preparing for failure. That person will get the situation he prepared for. That is failure. How sad. So you may be asking, I want to pass the exam. But everything you are doing each day with your fears, everything shows that you are preparing for failure. And interestingly, you will get what you think about. You will get the situation that you are preparing for. If every day you're entertaining fears, then you are preparing for failure. And it's sad, but that is what we get because we attract what we think about. We attract what we continue to focus on. So this session will help you to pass the NCLEX exam because you are going to master overcoming fears, and it will help you to work on your mind so that you will be able to approach the exam with audacity and with all boldness. And the great thing is that whether it's your first time, whether it's your second, your third, your fifth time that you're going to sit for this exam, you're a repeat test taker, no worries. That fear must end today. This first statement that I have here really sets me free, and I want to share with you when I got to learn it that when you really assess fear, you realize that fear is just like stupid. The day I got into that relationship with fear, to know that fear is so stupid, I realized that, oh my God, I am shooting myself in the foot anytime I give in to fear. Because most of the time, what you are even afraid of, what you are even worrying about, like may not even happen, but we end up entertaining fear and we end up losing out. So you've got to change that relationship that you have with fear today, and that will help you a great deal because sometimes what you are even afraid of may not happen. So it's important that it all begins in your thoughts, what you are thinking about. So you have to start from the root. Anytime you want to solve a problem, you have to deal with it right from the root. Conquer that thought. When you're able to master that thought, you will be able to conquer the exam with ease. So ask yourself, you can have a journal if you love to write, have a journal and this is your right. What am I really afraid of? You've got to expose the fear. What are you afraid of? What are you afraid of? If you are okay and you want to share it, you can put it in the chat. I would really love to know so that we can help overcome those fears as we go through the session. What are you afraid of? Maybe you're afraid of, yeah, failing the exam. Absolutely. Anybody. You're afraid of failing again. You're afraid of forgetting everything that you've learned. What if I don't remember? You're afraid of maybe time constraints and you think maybe you're not good enough and you're a repeat test taker. You're waiting to get your license. What if I don't make it? What will people around me think? Will they see me as a failure? But I have to get my license so I can practice. Remember that you are not alone. You are not stuck. You can overcome this fear. So expose the fear. Write down the fear. And for each one of the fears that we write down, remember that that fear comes from a thought. It comes from what you are thinking. Because from the Bible, it says that as a man thinks in his heart, so is he. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. This is a principle and it works whether you're a believer or not. Whatever you are thinking about ends up becoming your reality. So if you want to have success, why are you focusing on failure? Why are you focusing on doubting that you can even pass this exam? So focus on that thought. Begin to work on the thoughts that you are entertaining that causes you to be afraid of the upcoming exam and what it holds for you. So to be able to master overcoming fears, you have to work on changing your thoughts. When you change how you think, interestingly, everything else changes. If you've ever had even a challenge with somebody relating with people and you really get to understand why they do what they do, and it helps you to see them differently. It helps you to think about them. Immediately you switch how you think about them and you are able to relate well with them. So change the thoughts. That is where it all begins. And I guess many of you may have heard about this, that your mind is indeed a battlefield. There's this book which says that the battlefield of the mind. A lot of chaos, a lot of fight goes on in your mind. So the NCLEX exam is not your enemy. The enemy is within. You are. Your thoughts may become your own enemy. You are entertaining those thoughts of doubt, and then you are now afraid that you may not make it in the exam. So remember that whatever you are thinking about can either break you or it can build you. I always use this analogy that whatever you're thinking about can be like the air that will pump your tires so that your vehicle will be able to move. Or it can be that your thoughts will be punching holes in that tire so that it sucks every air from the tire and then you have a flat tire and you stay stuck, you get paralyzed. So you have to choose where you stand. Am I going to choose the right thoughts that will help me to be able to even plan my studies and prepare? Or I'm going to choose all the fearful thoughts that will suck every energy out of me? And then at the end of it all, I'm paralyzed. I'm stuck. I even pick my books and I don't even know what to read. So which path would you choose? I want to get a feedback. Which path will you choose? The path that will build you, A, or the path that will break you? So A or B, which path would you choose? I want to get your feedback. The path that will build you, A, build you and propel you towards success, or the path that will break you. You can leave the choice in the chat box, or you can choose it in your mind if you don't want to share it. So that is why as you prepare for your exam, you have to guard your mind, because you passing the exam depends on what you are thinking. So that is why I shared from the beginning that here at MedCognito, we do not just do content, we focus your thinking as well. So let's go. So it's important that you do the shift, and that is what I'm here to help you do. Shift from fear to believe. Shift from fear to having faith, that when you have the thought which says, what if I fail? What if I fail? All the negative what ifs. But what if you make it? Switch it. Switch the thoughts to what will serve you. What if you make it this time? If you're a repeat test taker and you feel that you will not be able to make it, what if this time you pass? So interestingly, you get to choose. Yes, you get to choose that I'm going to choose the thoughts that would empower me, or I'm going to choose the thoughts that will paralyze me. So you get to choose. You have that power to choose. And I hope that you will choose what will serve you, what will fuel you to passing these exams. So one important thing that you must do every day, even in every area of your life where you have some fears, is to master what you are telling yourself. And interestingly, everything you're telling yourself stems from what you are thinking, because out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaks. So whatever you are thinking about becomes your inner dialogue. So what are you telling yourself? That you are not good enough, that you failed before, so you cannot make it ever? What are you telling yourself? It's time to switch it. Reprogram what you are thinking and reprogram what you are telling yourself. So start that today. Change your thoughts. And it's going to change how you speak to yourself, and it's going to reflect in your actions. Let's dive into the power of focus. Anytime you focus on something, it becomes magnified. Anytime you focus on something, it becomes magnified. So whatever you focus on will expand. Whatever you focus on will become your reality. So choose your focus. Choose the right focus that will help you, that will propel you to succeed in this exam. Focus rather on confidence, not on anxiety. Focus on success, not on failure. Yes, you have to choose where you will give your precious energy. Your energy is so precious that you should not give it to. You should not give it to what will not serve you. Where will you spend your precious energy as you prepare for this exam? Focus on success, not failure. Think right. That will help you to speak the right things. That you always say, I don't think I can make it. No, if you don't think you can make it, then that is what you shall get. So speak the right words to yourself. Do not say, I'm not even prepared. You are preparing. You are putting in the work. Do not say that it's too hard. You are built for this and you can do hard things. Do not say that you will not make it. You will pass. So keep working on your thoughts. And that will automatically translate into what you say to yourself. And that will help you to be able to do the right things, to be able to put all the energy into planning for your studies and then sitting down and studying, because you have been able to put fear in that cage. You've locked fear in that prison. And so you'll be free to focus and prepare. How has it been so far? Is it blessing you? Is it helping you? Whatever I've shared so far, kindly let me know if it's helping diffuse some of the fears that you have been entertaining since you started preparing for NCLEX. Let me get your feedback before I move on. I would want to hear from you. I want to hear from you before I move on. I want to be sure that I'm not here alone. Awesome. So let's look at this. You may be a repeat test taker and you're feeling so guilty if you have a feedback. You may be a repeat test taker and it's time to release the guilt. You're thinking, oh, if I had done this, it would have been different. Things would have been different. I would have passed. But hey, it is what it is. You cannot undo the past. And remember that failure, you are not defined by the failure. That failure is a feedback. Remember that even when you fail the NCLEX, you get your candidate performance reports and it's going to tell you the areas that you got below the standard and all of that. You get that feedback and it exposes your weak areas. It exposes your strengths so that as you go the second time, you are going with information. You know where you're going to focus now and study and will make it. You have feedback from the first attempt. So don't define yourself by that failure. Your worth is not based on your score. Please, please, please do not define yourself by that failure. You see that failure as feedback and use it to strategize. That is all. You cannot undo the past. You can use that failure as fuel to propel you into success. There's this quote by Henry Ford who says that failure is the opportunity to begin again. And you are not just beginning again. This time you're beginning again more intelligently. How beautiful. So those past attempts are stepping stones. Don't see them as obstacles. Do not see them as stumbling blocks. Yes. So if you want to pass the NCLEX, then you have to wake up every day embracing success. That success should be a daily decision. You should not wait for the success to creep on you. You wake up every day and you decide that I'm going to psych up myself for success for this exam. And when you master your thoughts, what you think about, it guides you to act the right way. You get pumped up, you get energized to be able to put in all the preps that you've got to do. So master how you are thinking every day, master the daily habits, master what you are telling yourself on a daily basis, because you do not want to deflate your tires. You want to keep your tires pumped up so you can move into success. So you become that person who thinks right, and you are on your way to success because you will get who you become. So are you becoming fearful day after day, or you are becoming empowered? So it's my prayer that this session will help you to become empowered as you prepare for the exam. So let's look at this. So I want to make it practical, just go through some few practical scenarios so that anytime you find yourself in those scenarios, you will be able to work quickly on your thoughts and you will be able to get the right outcome. And remember that anytime that you are anxious, you are getting anxious because of what you are thinking about. So quickly figure out what are you thinking about. So you stop taking some deep breaths. What am I thinking about? I'm thinking about the fact that I have so much to study. And so I don't think I'll be able to finish what I have to study, and I don't think I can pass. Then question that thought. Is it really true? Is it really true that I cannot create a study plan? I can get myself into the right program. I can get a coach to guide me, or I can get a study group so that together we get, even if you have just 3 weeks, okay, do a plan for 3 weeks, put in all the high-yield areas and be able to put in all the energy. And by the time you go have to go sit for the exam, you are adequately prepared. So bring out that thought that is considering you to be afraid and question that thought, even if as to whether it is true. Because sometimes fear can be so stupid. It doesn't exist, but we make it real and it ends up affecting us negatively. So replace that fear with what is true. Yes, you will do a good study plan. You put yourself in the right places, get the right resources, and you will study. You put in the effort, and you will be ready to write the exam and pass it on your next attempt. So you see, when you go through this, it calms down your nerves and activates your prefrontal cortex, the frontal part of your brain that helps you to think, that helps with executive functioning. Because anytime you are afraid, you are activating the back part of your brain, that is the amygdala, which is all over the place. I have to find safety. And anytime you do that, it shuts down the front part of your brain, which helps you to be focused and for executive functioning. So you cannot have the two. You cannot be anxious and all over the place and also be focused at the same time. So you've got to choose one, and you have to choose activating your prefrontal cortex so that you will have that sharp brain to be able to ace your exam. So let's look at some more practical scenarios that, especially when you are preparing for the exam, every day after day, as the days are drawing closer, you feel that you're not so prepared. There's so much to study, and you feel that I studied I studied delegation yesterday and I can't even remember what is happening. Why am I forgetting what I've learned? And you feel that you are going to fail again. Remember that. Let's look at this case scenario that you may be a repeat test taker, and pharmacology was a very challenging area for you. So anytime you have to read pharmacology, like because of the past failure, you get so anxious when you open your book. Remember that the fact that it happened before doesn't mean that it will happen again. So you have to find strategies to make pharmacology your friend. If you're going to use flashcards, which will help you. So anytime you write, you have your shorthand book of your, or your notebook, you write down some points. You have flashcards, sticker notes with mnemonics on your fridge or on your study deck, so that as you're even brushing your teeth by your sink, you're looking at some mnemonics. So you put in all the strategies that would help make pharmacology friendly. And if you have a colleague who is good with pharmacology, that colleague becomes your friend and they can help you. And as we even preparing for some crash courses, you hear about it. Oh, we're having a pharmacology crash course. In 3 hours, we're going to dive into all the high areas to diffuse every fear that you have when it comes to pharmacology. You dive right into it, you invest in it, you show up, and on that day, we learn everything that you need to know for pharmacology, for NCLEX, and you take it off. And that fear is, you dealt with it by taking the right actions. So do not give in to fear. Get focused. Know that you are growing each day, and then you will put in the work and you will be successful. Let's take a look at this scenario, especially when you have few days before the exam. You are sleeping. I've had like major exam. I remember for radiology exam, and as the days, I am a radiologist, and as the days are getting like closer, you can't even sleep. You're having sleepless nights. You're even dreaming that you are sitting in the exam hall, and the whole ends. Why do we have to put ourselves through that? We are doing that because we're entertaining fear. What if I don't remember? What if my preparation is not enough? What if the questions are so hard? What if I'm unprepared? Because of that, we even crucify ourselves days before we go sit for the exam. And remember, I shared this with you from the Bible that as you think, so you are. If you think you're a failure, your mind, body, and soul will help you to fail. If you think you're a success, everything around you will be in sync to help you to have the right frame of mind to focus and do the work to pass. So please, if you are getting close to the exam, you have days before and you feel like I've got to even cancel it because you are doubting yourself, this is the strategy. Every day, visualization is so powerful. Visualize that you are succeeding. Visualize that you're going to pass the NCLEX on this attempt. That your mental health is on point so that you will be able to walk into the exam room sane. And that is when you'll be able to think well and be able to pick the right answers. Because sometimes you may know the right answers, but if you are disoriented, you end up choosing the wrong answer. So remember that you have to go into the exam hall with peace and then trust your preparation. Trust your preparation. Do not give in to fear days before the exam. And let's tackle this part during the exam. During the exam, when you start and you get some questions and I don't know this, you go through maybe the first 5 questions and you're like, oh my God. And sometimes you feel like you have already failed because the first few questions are not so friendly. At that moment, calm yourself down. Figure out what you're thinking. You're thinking that I don't know the answer. I've already failed. What if the computer shuts off? Because you know that NCLEX, you have 75 to 150 questions. So based on is a computer kind of testing, adaptive kind of testing. So as you are choosing your answers, the computer adapts to what you know and it keeps showing you the kind of questions that they want you to answer. So some people will have their exam shutting off at like 75 when the computer is sure that, okay, he's going to pass or he's going to fail. Some will proceed, go to 85. Some will go all the way to 150. So as we keep answering, and maybe it shuts off so early, you realize that, oh my God, it's done. I don't think I'll make it. No, you don't have to do that. Or you keep answering and it keeps showing you more questions and you go all the way to 150. And you feel like, oh my God, I think I was a weak student and I was not choosing the right answer. So that is why the computer took me all the way to 150. No. During the exam, master your thoughts, what you are thinking. Do it quickly. Have the right composure, and it helps you to be able to think through the options and to be able to choose the right answers. So let's look at this scenario that you have that candidate who, on seeing some kind of question, maybe you have some weak areas. Oh, a lot of prioritization. Oh my God, I didn't learn prioritization. Why am I getting a lot of prioritization questions? And you start to panic. When you do that, when you panic, you are activating your fight flight system, like increasing your adrenaline. And remember, when you increase your adrenaline, you get more anxious. Your heart rate goes up, your blood pressure goes up, and that would affect your thinking, your processing time. So please, you have to master your thoughts during the exam. Do not panic. You can take in some deep breaths and tell yourself that you are here to pass. Some questions may not go too well, but yes, you will be able to do it. And if the questions allow flagging and you're coming over to do it, have your own strategy. If you're that person, if you flag, you will not be able to come over to finish it. Take your time, process the question well, and if you can flag and also come quickly back to it, do it. Do it with so much peace, not with anxiety, so that you'll be able to eliminate the wrong answers and trust your instincts. Well, sometimes your instinct will tell you this is the right answer, but you end up overthinking and you end up choosing the wrong one. And in that moment, tell yourself that yes, I trust my preparation. I was born for this moment and I will be able to make it. And this important part of the exam, after the exam, I always share my my story in medical school. When after exam, we always call post-mortem, and everybody is going through to recall the questions and say, "Wow, which answer did you choose for this?" Oh, then you realize that, "Wow, I got it wrong." And when you do that, you become so afraid that you are not going to make it. You think that you chose the wrong answers, and somebody's like, "Oh, I did all the way to 150." Then you say that, "Oh, mine shut off at maybe 75 or at 85." And it's not necessary. You don't have to take yourself through that ordeal. Stop repeating what went on in the test. Stop repeating it in your head non-stop. And if you are that person who will get anxious after you've had those discussions as to how the exam went with your groups, avoid it. Celebrate how far you've come, that you've finished it and you will pass. Reflect on the journey, how you have put in your all. Take a rest. A believer, pray, commit all that you have done to God, and wait for the results. Knowing that the outcome, you have done your part, and so you will wait for the outcome. So remember that you were given this mountain to show others that it can be made, and you can be courageous. You have courage. You have courage, and you will be able to overcome this mountain called NCLEX. And remember, you don't have to be perfect. You may not have studied everything. Just be brave. Just be audacious and go for it. And don't let what happened yesterday, what happened in the past, take up too much of your today. That you are a repeat test taker, so you feel that you can never ever make it in this exam. No, do not dwell on your past. Take the failure as feedback and let the feedback rather help you. And remember that success is the sum of the small efforts that you put in day after day. So do not let fear steal your days, that you wake up every time you are afraid, and so you are not able to even prepare, go according to your timetable, and the days are running. So please do not do this. So yes, come to the end. You will not be afraid. You are prepared. You are focused, and you will pass this exam. Think on the right things so that you'll be able to say the right things. When people are saying, "Oh, this exam is so difficult, only a small percentage pass," and all of that, do not join that conversation. Do not join it. Think on the right things, because what about you will bring about. So let whatever you are thinking, the right thoughts push you to be able to act well and prepare for the exam. Every fear, let that replace that with faith, replace that with belief that you can make it. Put fear in prison, lock it, that fear will not come out again to torment you, and choose to focus on victory instead of failure. So I said at the beginning that if you ask for success, and every day your actions are preparing for failure, you will get the situation that you prepared for. That is failure. So remember that Whatever you are thinking about will translate into what you say and will translate into your action. So you're going to be careful when it comes to what you think about, what you say concerning your upcoming exam, because it will reflect in the outcome. So I hope this session has been useful. Let me get your feedback right in the chat box. Do not stay silent. If it has blessed you, just leave comments so that I will know that you have really learned a lot from this. And which part was a blessing to you? Which part of the session was a blessing to you? Let me know that in the chat box. Let me know that in the chat box. Any questions? Think on the right things, and whichever areas that you have fears, focus and master all those weak areas and tell yourself that yes, pharmacology may be too much, but I can conquer it. Psychiatry may be too much, but I will be able to face it. And then take good care of yourself. Rest when you are tired. Have that. Hydrate yourself. Eat well. Make sure that your mental health is on point so that you will be able to walk into the exam room sane. And that is when you'll be able to think well and be able to pick the right answers. Because sometimes you may know the right answers, but if you are disoriented, you end up choosing the wrong answer. So remember that you have to go into the exam hall with peace and then trust your preparation. Trust your preparation. Do not give in to fear days before the exam.